guys, it's Katrina. Whenever there's an issue like LBGT or racism, there's always shirts for it. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not. So today I'll be rating some autism tops. And speaking of autism shirts, I love my top from ND Renegade, which says Kick-Ass Autistic Chick. I've got a discount code for 15% off, which is linked below. And wearing this top for this video wasn't intended, by the way. So let's get started. Be patient with me. I have autism. Be patient with me makes you look like a difficult person. And another problem is the puzzle piece, which shows that we have a missing piece, which we don't. And it was popularized by the hate group Autism Speaks. And having I have autism person first language instead of I am autistic identity first language is a problem, because person first language separates the autism from the person. I can do a more detailed video on that if you want, so comment below if you're interested. I give this top a 0 out of 10. Autism, it's not a disability, it's a different ability. I like that quote, and the puzzle piece is a problem, but overall it's not a bad top, so I'd give it like an 8 or 7 out of 10. Yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Embrace differences, autism awareness. I'd prefer if it had autism acceptance instead of autism awareness. I do like how it says embrace all differences. I do like how it has a unicorn. The only other problem is the puzzle piece, so I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Autism doesn't come with a manual. It comes with a mother who never gives up. That makes autism sound like a difficult thing, and I know the person who made this probably had a good intent, but it doesn't come out that way, and the puzzle piece is a problem, so I'd give that like a 2 out of 10. I am their voice, they are my heart. Saying I am their voice silences the child, and the puzzle piece is also a problem. It does show that you love your child, but I still don't like this top. I'll give it a 2 out of 10. Different, not less. I like that quote, it's definitely true, and I like how it has the infinity symbol instead of the puzzle piece, so I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Autism acceptance. The guinea pig is cute. I love how it has the infinity sign and autism acceptance instead of autism awareness and the puzzle piece, so I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I have autism and I'm the smartest person in the room. Was that socially inappropriate? The colour blue is bad. The colour blue supports Autism Speaks, and it shows that autism is stereotypically a male thing. It does say autistic people are smart, but was that socially inappropriate? Makes it look like we don't understand social norms. Like, sometimes we don't know them, but just looks bad. I'd give it a 1 out of 10. Autism is my superpower. I like how they're calling autism a superpower. There's not much on this shirt, but I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Embrace neurodiversity. Yeah, that's definitely a good shirt. I like how it has the rainbow side, which makes autism look brilliant. And I like how it has science on the other side, which makes us look smart, but also supports the science stereotype. And I personally don't like science, but it's a good top. I'd give it 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Neurodiversity is beautiful. Yes, that is true, so I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Autism mum, thou shalt not try me. I like how it has the infinity sign, but I would prefer if it wasn't blue, and thou shalt not try me makes being an autism mum look like a bad thing, so I'll give it a 1 out of 10. Neurodiversity is natural. Yes, that is true. I like everything about this top, so I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Autism is not a tragedy. Running out of bacon is. Also ignorance, but mostly the bacon. Mourn the bacon. It makes bacon look more important than autism. It's calling autism a tragedy. I'd give it a 0 out of 10. I'm autistic. What's your excuse? I don't like how it's calling autism an excuse, so I'd give it a 0 out of 10. Autism, seeing the world from a different angle. I like that quote. I feel like the sloth implies that autistic people are lazy, which we're not, and the puzzle piece is a problem. Overall, it's not a bad top. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. The quote is hard to read, but it says, "The strongest people are not those who show their strengths in front of others, but those who win battles we know nothing about. Autism acceptance." I disagree with the first part. People who show their strengths are strong, in addition to those who win battles. I'd prefer if it had autism acceptance instead of autism awareness. I like the butterfly, but not the puzzle piece. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Autism, dancing to a different beat. I like that quote, and I also like the unicorn. The only bad part is the puzzle piece, so that will make it an 8 out of 10. Warning. This autism mum used her patience on her children. She doesn't have much left for anyone else. That makes autism look like a bad thing, and the puzzle piece is also a problem, so I'd give it a 0 out of 10. I'm not misbehaving. I have autism. Please be understanding. I'm not misbehaving implies that you actually are misbehaving, and the puzzle piece is a problem, so I'd give it a 0 out of 10. Autism mum facts. The quality isn't great, but next to words like awesome, understanding, has 100%. Autism mums think they're heroes, but autism mums, you are not heroes. And towards the bottom, it looks like it says 300% tears, which is a bad thing, so I'd give it a 0 out of 10. Autism, valuable and rare, incredibly strong, useful, many talents. I like how it has positive words, but I don't like the puzzle piece. The science part is okay if you like science, I just don't like how it supports the science stereotype. It's not a bad top, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Autistic pride, you don't need a cure for being yourself. Yes, that is true, you do not need a cure for being autistic. Autism speaks. I'd give it a 10 out of 10. Yes, I am autistic. Stare if you must, I'm not paying attention to you anyway. Autistic people do pay attention, and the puzzle piece is also bad, so I'd give it a 0 out of 10. Weaponized autism. Saying weaponized makes autism look like a deadly thing, which it's not, so I'd give it a 0 out of 10. I wear a puzzle for my nephew, autism awareness. I'd prefer if it had autism acceptance, and saying I wear a puzzle for my nephew is the same as saying my nephew has a missing piece, so that makes it a 0 out of 10. Autism acceptance. Everything in this top is good, so I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Acceptance is the cure, red instead. The autistic community prefers red over blue, so I like how it has that. And acceptance. I like how it has acceptance instead of awareness, so I'll give it a 10 out of 10. It's okay to be different. That's true, but also I don't like the puzzle piece, so I'd give it a 4 out of 10. Vaccines cause encephalitis. Encephalitis leads to autism. Vaccines cause autism. Encephalitis is a brain infection, which makes autism look like a disease, which it's not. Overall, it's an anti-vax top clearly made by an anti-vax idiot, so I'd give it a 0 out of 10. Neurodiversity. Celebrate the spectrum. Everything in this top is good, no complaints, so I'd give it a 10 out of 10. This zoologist wears blue for autism awareness. Accept, understand, love. What do zoologists have to do with autism? That, animalizes autism. I'd prefer if it had acceptance instead of awareness, and the puzzle piece is bad. The only good thing is the 3 words at the bottom, accept, understand, love, so that makes it a 1 out of 10. Autism mum doesn't have anything bad or anything specifically positive. The colour blue is the only problem, so I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Your brain, my brain. Yes, I like this quote since it shows that we are better than neurotypical, so I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Autism awareness has too much blue, has the puzzle piece, and I prefer if it had acceptance, so I'd give it a 2 out of 10. Autism mum, unbreakable. What's with autism mums thinking they are heroes when they're actually not? And the puzzle piece is a problem, so I'd give it a 2 out of 10. Don't judge what you don't understand. Yes, that's true, but the puzzle piece is a problem, So I'd give it a 2 out of 10. Sorry to disappoint you, but I can't spank the autism out of my child any more than I can slap the ignorance out of you. Excuse me? That kind of implies autistic people need a spank. And the puzzle piece is a problem, so I'd give it a 0 out of 10. I love someone with autism with every piece of my heart that shows he loves the autistic child, but I don't like how it has the puzzle piece. I'd give it a 2 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and also check out my other social media, which is linked below.